I can already hear the music going now, actually. All right. Welcome back, friends, to Surviving Hollywood. I'm Johnny Ray Diaz.
I'm Aaron Arnold.
I'm Austin Arnold.
We got a special guest today with us. We got Justina Adorno from the new show on ABC called Grand Hotel. How are you doing today?
I am freaking great. Like I said to you guys earlier, I feel super empowered, inspired. I just came from an event, and so I'm feeling really optimistic. Coming a great freaking day.
What kind of event?
It was it's called Women Empowered, and it was basically a luncheon for other women to support other women, specifically Latinos.
Time out. Why were we not invited?
We're allies.
You guys could have totally been invited.
10 years
you guys
ago,
could have
maybe.
bought your tickets. There was a 3-course
Whoa.
meal. Eva was
lost
there.
me there. Whoa. Eva
Lost you
was
at
there.
meal. Lost you at meal.
No, you
want
lost me at a buy tickets. That's what you lost.
Hey,
But this was
I'd
going.
support that.
This was going to give scholarships to girls who
Okay, cool.
want higher education.
Oh,
All
it's
right.
just for young women.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
So not us, unfortunately. We could have supported.
You could still support.
Could
I
support.
mean, there could have been more men there. There were men there, but there could have been more.
And it would have been nice for Johnny to find a date, right? A good place to pick up.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, all women.
Just kidding, guys.
You can
Is,
just
Ava
buy
looking?
tickets.
Is Ava available?
Yeah.
Anybody?
Negative. She's not.
Happily married.
Happily married. Beautiful baby.
Isn't it
Killing the game.
Eva?
How do you say her name?
Eva Longoria?
You know what?
I always say
I
Ava.
say Eva. People say Ava.
I say Eva.
I call her Eva.
In
It's
Spanish,
her,
should be Eva.
it's her producer
Eva.
on her show for everybody who.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
we already jumped into it. You've been working with Eva Longoria?
Yes.
Or Ava Longoria, however you want to say it, on this new show called Grand Hotel on ABC.
Mm-hmm.
Can I just say how we first all met each other? We met each other at
We
this,
jumped pretty far ahead already, right?
Yeah, let's slow
We're like,
things
"Dee, dee,
down.
dee, dee,
Yeah.
dee, dee,
We
dee."
met each other at a film festival in
What was it
Los
called
Angeles.
again?
Indie Nights.
Indie Nights.
Indie Nights, great festival. But here's the thing.
It
Shout out to
was.
Frankie.
So we showed our film afterwards, and then you came up to us after, and you told us you were in a network show, and I just didn't believe you.
I'm sure. I mean, everyone says like I'm an actress, and you're like yeah. But I'm like I'm working, guys.
Yeah.
But no, I came up to you guys because you guys were my favorite film that night. I'm not saying that because I'm here.
Hey,
I'm
whatever.
here because
We'll take it.
was my favorite film.
Oh, thank you.
Appreciate that.
And I just wanted to say hi and like get to know you guys. And I'm so glad you guys invited me to this.
Cool.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
But you told us you were on like a hit network show. And
No,
I was
I
like,
didn't
Yeah.
say hit. It hasn't even come out yet. It comes out June 17th, Monday nights on ABC.
And
No,
you-
it's not
and you-
hit yet, but I think
Plugs are good.
It's
Plugs
gonna
are
be
good.
a hit. Eva Longoria is producing it. You should
Yeah.
see the trailer. It looks really good. But I just didn't believe you, and now I do because I saw you in the
Yeah.
trailer.
Oh, so I wasn't relevant enough to be. You couldn't talk to me unless I was on a smash hit television show.
No, I was talking to you either way. I was
Just
like,
keep digging
He
the
was
hole, dude.
looking
Just
at
keep
me.
digging the hole.
I felt it too. You were like,
no.
oh, cool.
Yeah, I was a bit skeptical, but
Aaron's
it's
like-
all true, ladies and gentlemen.
It's all true.
I don't like to introduce myself like that, but just to be like, hey.
No, you should
I'm-
at a film festival.
Yes and no. Yes and no. I said it because one, I'm proud, and two, so that you could take me seriously.
Yeah.
in
As
a
you should
sense.
be. As you should be
know?
proud. Totally.
The best
Yeah.
way to brag in a film festival is to get your buddy. Like I always like to tell everybody that
To
Johnny
introduce you.
was on NCIS, and then Johnny doesn't have to say it.
I hate when you say that. But anyway.
Why?
You know what? I like to say it myself.
It was cool when you came up to us because I like when people come up to us after the film festival because I always like to hear people's feedback about how the thing, how the project turns out. And because when we see it, I see all the things that are wrong with it.
Of course.
So when someone else looks at it objectively, I'm like, okay, cool. Like at least like someone liked it.
No, I freaking loved it. I thought it was super complex. It was funny. And then all of a sudden it took a turn and I was like trying not to cry. I was like, let me not be that person.
Those are the
that's
best comedies.
crying. Yeah. I mean, it was, I don't know, it was my type of humor. I love dark humor.
Nice.
And you guys were great in it too.
Especially Johnny, man. How about those tears?
Oh my God.
The funny thing is,
I was like, who is this guy? What the hell?
He's nobody. He's on NCIS.
Thanks to this guy.
Yeah, that's where I
There you
come in.
There you go. But no, the funny thing is that Papua actually based on Austin's true life story. So
Yep.
Wow.
Did Did you
We share the same father.
ever get to
so-
ever get
Oh
to?
yeah, that's right.
Oh God.
No, just kidding. Totally fictional.
It didn't happen to my father, but
I just wish we
No.
could have seen a short film that you were in. You were there as a.
I was
with-
there just as a guest.
I thought wasn't your boyfriend hosting or something?
He is a host. He was a host on there, but I just came as a guest. I wasn't really.
You guys broke up.
No.
I didn't mean to bring that up.
It got awkward.
God.
for
She
a
didn't come
second.
with him.
Do
though.
y'all do cuts and stuff like that in this?
We do not edit this. This is unfiltered raw.
I don't think we said anything wrong yet.
No,
but
we
if we
didn't say
did,
anything
we'd
wrong.
cut it.
I don't like to use labels
Okay.
Okay, cool.
right now.
So you're not an
Come on.
actress.
We could cut it out if you want, though.
I mean, I don't have a boyfriend.
Since
Okay.
you got a
Say.
since you got a network
Yes,
show,
so-
you
No
don't really
one-
have a.
no,
pitch.
no,
She set the rules. She goes, "I'm on a show now,
Listen.
sweetie. So we'll see what happens."
That's negative. That's not true.
Sharonis
actually,
did the same thing, right?
It's more about
Wow.
you know.
We don't know.
We don't know.
I don't like
Continue.
to
Sorry,
talk about my
sorry.
personal life. No, I mean, this industry is very weird, and this generation is very weird. Sometimes people don't like to use labels, even though something is clearly happening. And so, if someone doesn't want to say something, then I'm not gonna say anything either.
You know what? You don't need
Okay.
no man. You know.
You know what? I saw an interview with Cher, and someone said something to her about men, and she was like, "Oh, I don't need a man. Men are great. They're like dessert. I don't need them, but they're nice to have." And I was like, "Oh, yes, correct."
I like
I agree.
it.
Unless you got diabetes.
Making sure it's just vegan. It has to be a vegan dessert.
Hey,
So-
we're all vegan here.
Yep.
Really?
Oh, I'm 80%.
He's 80.
But they're 100.
Don't you 80% vegan?
I can't be primarily plant based.
You can say you're plant-based, but you can't say 80% vegan.
Okay, cool. I don't. That's what they
Perfect.
say. I
I
say.
This
love
guy
it.
killed a little baby chicken earlier this morning.
Oh, wow.
Did you know with
By
those
buying it.
By buying it?
By buying the egg.
Did you know?
How are you guys twins? You guys are not on the same level. I see who's the better twin.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay, we're gonna cut that out for sure. We're cutting that out.
Okay.
It's true. Hey, sometimes
Ooh, we're
It's
going
staying
there.
in the
We're
podcast.
just going in all of this stuff.
sometimes you need to kill a chicken. I don't know.
Yikes.
No,
anyway.
no.
Oh, but anyway, I was there as a guest.
Okay.
And
At the event?
At the event, because
Yes.
I'm new to LA, so
How long have you been here, by the way?
I've been here since August
From?
from New York,
Okay.
and so I didn't know anybody in LA except for the people that I was working with, and I knew him from veganism. Like we became friends off of that, and then we just hung out more. So I didn't really know too many networks around, and I'm not social. I'm not very.
You seem very
You're
social.
friendly.
Super
I'm
social.
an extroverted introvert.
In small doses.
Is that what the BuzzFeed quiz
That's
said?
what the BuzzFeed quiz resonated with me. I was like, I'm this one. I don't care what it says I am.
That's what I think I am too.
Yeah.
I like
Yeah.
going out sometimes.
Sometimes.
I think we're pretty much all the same then.
Yeah, extrovert, introvert.
I kind of
So
think to myself
Well,
a
I'm
lot.
80.
in a
I'm
couple,
I'm 80%.
Yeah.
You and me are so different, Johnny. It's not even close.
If you say my last name right,
Ortiz. Nobody even knows your last name.
they don't.
Ray Diaz.
We're cutting that from the podcast.
Says SAG.
Does not exist.
So we have a 30-second long podcast so far. We're cutting everything else out.
So I'm going to
That's
backtrack for a second. So you're from New York.
Yes.
Been here for a couple of months. Tell us about the journey here. How did you end up coming here? Was it before the show, after the show? What was the whole process like?
So yeah, I moved to LA in August when we started filming the show. We filmed the pilot in March in Miami, and then once we heard that it was picked up, we were told that we were going to film in Manhattan Beach Studios. So I had to temporarily uproot myself, come to LA. But I told myself I was never going to move to LA before 30 unless it was with work. And I freaking did it, guys.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
Because
What
you
Go ahead.
you love the East Coast. Why not just move?
Because you gotta have goals.
One, you have to have goals,
are
and
those?
two, New York is home for me, and so I had more of a safety net, you know, and transportation is easy over there. So why the heck would I come to LA to sit in traffic, get a car, when it was New York is easy? I could just.
Were you doing
Take a
acting
train.
out there?
Yeah.
Beforehand? Okay.
I was.
What's
I
acting
was.
out there like?
What the heck does that mean? I don't.
No, I'm saying
understand.
like, because it's different here. Like, I feel like obviously there's
See,
more.
I don't really know
I wanna know
over
that.
here. I don't really know too much over here because I came with a job. So if I were to come to LA without that job, I feel like I would have been struggling a little more. You know, New York, I feel like there's a sense of ease when it comes to networking, whatever that nasty word means. It's just easier. LA, I feel like it's so pushed and forced, at least from what
Really?
I've seen. And in New York, you can take, and I'm saying this not knowing anything about LA.
Okay.
In New York, you can take workshops with casting directors. And I found that when I started doing that, it really helped me make those connections with those casting directors. So whenever they saw my work in that room, they felt more comfortable to call me in for roles. So here, I'm like, what would I do except
Well, we have
for...
casting workshops out here, but there was that whole scandal.
Pay
Yeah,
to play.
pay to play. And then
Yeah.
it's just not happening. It doesn't happen over here.
They don't do it as much as they used to anymore.
Yeah.
See, in New York, they do it a lot. And if you go to casting directors that are casting shows that you could see yourself on, I think those are really convenient and can work to your benefit. I mean, I saw a difference.
Yeah.
And it took me a minute to go, wow, I guess you have to invest and pay these people to watch you. But I met a lot of really cool casting directors, and it helped me just find my voice and just being like, this is what I have to offer with this role.
Yeah.
What's your direction? And then they gave me direction, and I was able to take it, and I got to show them that, you know?
Yeah.
I'm totally cool with it. I think, honestly, they should just let actors have the option.
Yeah.
You don't have to do it.
You don't have to.
If you want
Yeah.
to, cool. If you don't,
Yeah.
then don't pay the money. Like,
And
who has to, like...
And it's not the ones that
You
you
know.
go and have a drink with them, because they have those too.
Wait, where are those?
In New York.
Oh.
They're like, oh, you know, dinner and cocktails with this casting director. And I'm like, no.
Shady.
Not doing that.
Wow.
But you can see my work.
Introduce me to them. Just
I
kidding.
cannot
Just
with
kidding.
you.
Just kidding.
So
yeah.
was that the casting director you took for this show, your show right now? You took a workshop?
No, it's so funny.
How'd you book your show? Walk us
Okay.
through this.
Okay, so as soon as I graduated college, I was lucky and I got signed before I graduated, because we did a showcase and my college did, like, it was the second year that they did a senior showcase in New York, and I got signed. And so I immediately moved to New York because I made sure that this apartment my great-grandparents had was going to stay in the family, because I was like, that's going to be my saving grace when I moved to New York. And so I immediately went over there, and, you know, I felt like I was kind of being boxed in, which is what a lot of people say. Do what you're good at, you know, get your foot in the door this way, and then you can expand, you know. But
What do you feel like you were getting boxed
I
in
was
as?
getting
Like, what was the
getting
thing?
pigeonholed as, you know, the gangster, the tough girl. I thought Orange is the New Black was gonna be like
Really?
my
You seem so
in.
sweet.
Thank you. I am. But, you know,
Do you think it has to do with the Latin side?
it has everything to do with the
Yeah.
Latin side, has everything to do with me being from New York, and has everything to do with me fighting against the sexy other route. It's either you're like
The hot girl
the
or
sexy
like the...
slut, or you're the
Yeah.
gangster
Slut.
basically.
Then you got
And I
everything
was
covered.
like, wait, I am just not a slut. So where do I fit in? And so I felt like I wasn't being sent out to the right things. And yes, we're actors. We can act like this. But if a girl who's so much more hood than I am is walking in the door, the bitch is gonna get the role. And like, by all means, let her get the role. She looks like she's gonna kill somebody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Bitch.
So, bitch. So I was like, okay, maybe these things aren't working. I was booking a lot of commercial work because I was able to be myself. And
What
then
commercials have we seen?
I did a Warner's Bra commercial, and I did like this Fempire, like women empowerment commercial, and I did a weight loss commercial, Hydroxycut.
Nice.
We've done Botox. We're not
Yeah, that's right.
we're not too good for those kind.
I'm
right.
still jealous.
So like there was at one point right before I did that commercial, me and my agent, we kind of had a talk. Like we were like, okay, I guess this is not working. We love each other, but we're not seeing eye to eye.
Yeah.
So I was like agent free, and
A free agent.
I was a free agent. I like that.
There we go.
And the guy I was talking to at the time got a submission for the NBC Diversity Showcase, and I was like, fuck it, I'll do it too.
Yeah.
And I got it, and not him. Out of like thousands, like 3,000-4,000
And
people.
then he never talked to you again.
The opposite.
And that was the end of our relationship. And so I got that, and I got a new team, new manager, a new agent, and they saw me in
At the
way,
showcase,
at
or-
the showcase, through the
Okay.
showcase. Literally that night, they were like, "You," and I was like, "Yes." And so I was signed right before pilot season. And so I got, I've been in New York since 2013 at that point, and I think this was 2015. But that's when I was really focused. I was like, okay, I'm tired of freaking half-assing. I got a new team. I felt solid booking the NBC Diversity Showcase, and I was like, this is it. I lost a bunch of weight because of the commercial. So I was like,
weight loss commercial.
And now I'm ready. You know what I mean? And I got to see a lot.
Thanks, Nutrisystem.
Hydroxycut.
Oh,
No,
okay.
let's not even go there right now. But that summer I had taken a lot of casting directing workshops too. So I felt just better set up. And then I booked a reoccurring role with the show called 7 Seconds. It's on Netflix. And then
This was after the showcase?
this was after the showcase.
Okay.
And then I did an under 5 for a movie called Shotgun. And then I did an under 5 for the show Sweet Bitter. And then, summer came and I was like, oh, this is it. This pilot season I'm going to book a series regular. And, I was at an all-time low personally. And I was like, there's nothing else. My career is all I have, and I better fucking give it all. Like, time is ticking. And so I wrote to every casting director that I ever did a workshop with, that I ever auditioned with.
Email or?
Emailed.
Okay.
And I was like, hey, the show 7 Seconds that I was a part of is coming out in February. This is my commercial. This is my reel. This was the short I directed. Would love to see you during pilot season. Can't wait to hear from you. I probably sent like 100 emails, maybe.
Wow.
One person responded to me, and that was Erica Hart. And I thought she hated me because I bombed for every...
And is she the casting director of Grand Hotel?
No, but she was working with ABC.
Okay.
The casting office in ABC. And so she called me in for like almost every pilot. And I got pinned for one, and I was like, oh yeah, this is my role. It had like this brother-sister relationship, and I was playing a cop or whatever, of course, another cop show. And I was like, oh, this is it. And I got an audition for Grand Hotel, and it was like, oh, papi, da-da-da. I was like, ew, I'm not doing this. And so like I went in for that audition, and I just like tossed it. And I was like, whatever, papi, soy ta-da-da, great. This other one is my role. Got unpinned from that, and I was like,
Wow.
great. And my manager was like, Justina, next pilot season. And I was like, no, damn it. The next week I got called in for Yoli. And I was like, if they don't cast me as this, like.
And Yoli doesn't have an accent.
Yoli, no one had an accent. She just said papi. I just jumped the gun with like assuming
You just
like
assumed that's what
this
it was.
was some kind of Spanish-y show. And I was like,
soap-opery.
this is not the kind of role I want to start my career with,
Yeah.
being like this stereotypical Latina. And I read Yoli and I was like, this is me? What? Like, if they don't see that, like, what? Like, then I guess I'm going to have to wait till next year, and literally went in. Nobody looked like who I thought Yoli was. I thought they were playing the other sister, like the pretty, like.
Who is Yoli?
Yoli, she's like the underdog of the family. Like, Grand Hotel is about the last family-owned hotel in Miami. And I am one of the family members. It's a blended family. So my mom doesn't own the hotel, but she's married into it.
If I'm hearing you right, it's like the Latina version of Empire. And since you're the black sheep, you're like the Jussie Smollett character.
Sure. I don't watch Empire.
It's a good show, season 1. Just kidding around.
I'm sure it's a great show, but
My references are sick. Everybody gets them.
I don't
Who's Jussie Smollett?
Exactly.
get any references. Please don't refer to anything. But yeah, I
All right, so then you.
So then I went in the role, and I was just like,
for the audition. So
For
you
the audition.
nailed the audition.
Well, at first I thought I was going to see Erica,
Okay.
and then I was going to go see Marcy Phillips, which is the head casting director, and I was like, oh shit. And I walked in, and I made like a bold choice. I had like my glasses on, my hair was up, I had a bowl of food with me, and she was like, take the glasses off, take your hair off, take off the makeup, and I was like,
When you brought food in.
Yeah, what?
yeah, because it just
Or
fresh-
you just had lunch, or.
yeah, because they're like catching up and like
Oatmeal?
a salad, okay.
Salad, okay.
Whatever I was eating that day, and I was like, oh fuck it, I'm gonna keep it. And I was like so thrown off by her telling me to basically scrap every choice. And she was like, we just want to see like how cute you are. And I was like, I wear my glasses all the time. And I was like, oh, I just ruin that. And I was like, well, you know what? You don't want the glasses, you don't want the hair, but I'm gonna eat because I'm hungry.
Yeah.
And like did the audition, walked out, was like, great, I just fucked that up.
So you insisted on eating.
Oh, I was going to eat. I was like,
Even she told you not to, though.
she didn't say no to the food, so I was like,
Oh, okay.
Right. She said no, but
I wasn't
she
gonna
wasn't
ask
talking about
her.
the food.
I wasn't gonna ask her because I was just like, I'm gonna choose one choice.
Were you
lady.
eating in the scene?
Yeah.
So you
No. The scene I was not eating. I made that choice.
Oh, okay. So you just decided to bring in like.
Just for the beat.
You know, casting
Big
directors
slight.
like when you bring in props.
They like,
know.
oh yeah, they totally do if it works. But it kind of does work for the character. I'm not gonna talk too much about that specific part. But I was like, oh, this will work with Yoli, and walked out and I was like, she hates me. I just screwed it up with the head.
But she loved it.
Next week,
She was having a salad.
Next week she was like, Justina, and I was like, Marcy. And the next day I got called in after my callback to do a test.
Wow.
And I was like,
So it was pretty fast.
it was really
quick.
It was really fast, so fast that after the test, they called me in one more time, and she was like helping me in the room, and she was like, Justina, I don't know what they would want if they don't cast you. And I was like, are you sure?
Are you bringing salads into these chemistry things?
I think that's the secret we're all missing.
That's a
Salads.
legit question.
That is a trick. Bring your own food. No, and then the next day I got flown to Miami
To shoot the pilot.
to shoot the pilot.
So
it
it
was
sounded like they
boom,
were
boom,
like
boom, boom.
they were trying to do it really fast.
Yeah, I didn't do a chemistry read. It was just like a test. Like I was signing contracts. Like I was
Wow.
like, what's happening? Like was the only person in the casting office with her, and she was like working with me. Like Marcy Phillips, if you get a chance to go into her office, she is a queen. She is amazing.
But she's based in New York.
She's based in New York. She's head in New York, and she really, really cares about actors.
So what was the
Nice.
test process like?
Is
Did
it a
they shoot?
chemistry
Did
test?
they shoot a
It wasn't
scene?
a chemistry. It was
They shot a
so
scene, or how
last
did they do
minute.
it?
So I had like 3 scenes, and that was what I used for the audition, and then the callback, and then the next day I went in, and she was just like, okay, so we're just gonna work all these scenes and make sure that you're doing whatever it is that you want to do. And she was super flexible. She's like, okay, let's do it like this. Let's do it like this. And at the end she was like, is there anything else you want to do? And then I like kind of broke like that like professionalism, and I was like, I don't know. What do you think I should do?
Aw.
I was like, you tell
And
me.
then she's like, you booked it.
And she was like, if
kid.
they don't cast you, I don't know. You did everything, Justina. I was like, are you sure? Tell me what to
Yeah.
do. Like,
Yeah.
I'm that type of person. I'm like, no ego. What do you want? I'll do it. And she was like, I think you're good. I had to be like less New York.
That's bold. You must have been sweet about it, because I can easily see that going the other way, where it's like, what do I need to do? I can do.
Yeah.
I'll stay.
Like desperate?
Yeah,
Yeah.
desperate.
Me?
Yeah, but you must have been sweet about
Yeah,
it.
I was just like, be honest with me. Like, do
Right.
you think I'm not getting the character? And, she was an angel. She stood with me for as long as I felt comfortable with. Made sure that there were many different takes. Like, she was for me. She really was. And then I asked her, I said, when do you think I'll know by? And she was like, tomorrow. And I was like, fuck,
Wow.
I'm not sleeping tonight.
Yeah.
I'm not sleeping tonight. And then I text my manager the next day, and that morning, and I was like, I don't know what to do with myself. She's like, go work out, like distract yourself. And like the moment I was like gonna do something, I got the call, and she was like, pack your bags, you're going to Miami today. And I was like, what? Today? And she was like, actually tomorrow. And I was like, perfect, because I've got to scream first. And it was so funny. Like my friend had bought tickets like months in advance to go see Cinderella at the opera at Lincoln Center, and I was online.
You were like, I have to go to Cinderella. I can't make it.
I was like, I need to have my Cinderella moment right now. And it was. I was like waiting online for the bathroom, and I was like, I heard the chimes in the, and I started crying, and the ladies behind me, they were in front of me, they were like, what's wrong? And I was like, I'm having my Cinderella moment right now.
Firework from Katy Perry starts.
Basically. And literally flew the next day to Miami. Like Eva had like a cast party meet and greet on her yacht.
Before you started
Whoa.
shooting?
Before we did the table read, and the table read was on my birthday.
Wow.
So like,
Even more special.
yeah, so it was like test Friday, got the call Saturday, went to Miami Sunday, did the table read Monday, fittings Tuesday, we started shooting
Just
Wednesday.
knocked it all out.
It was crazy, but honestly, the entire time felt so natural. Like meeting Eva was like meeting your mother.
So
and
tell
you're
us-
like, hi, Mom, what the heck?
That's not what
And
I would think.
You know what I mean?
I wish my mom looked like that.
Me too.
Beautiful.
I love you, Mom.
Super
Yeah.
tiny. She's like the tiniest thing. I was like, oh my God, I never felt like a giant before. Thank you.
Really?
Like, she's so little. She's like 5 foot, 5'1" maybe.
She's really small.
She looks so big on TV.
Totally.
She looks
yeah.
tall.
No, you were telling me a story before we got on air. You said when you were on Eva's yacht, she gave you some advice. You said she came up to you and whispered in your ear, "Don't fuck this up for me."
No.
Not on mic.
No.
Just
She
kidding.
was like, oh, it's my twins. Because I play a fraternal twin on the show. She's like, it's the twins. And she was just like, we were talking and she was like, I'm so glad it was you. And she was mentioning
one,
that
Amy?
like
Yeah.
the New York thing was the only thing that like they were like,
Oh, they're trying to get rid
because
of
we're
that.
we're shooting in Miami.
Right.
And I was like, I don't have to be from New York. I was like, I had to like take that side out of me, like remind myself like, wow, I didn't realize how much New York I brought to the room.
Like, is this right now? Is this New York? Is this what
I mean, this is just me talking right now. So if this is New York, then I guess this is New York.
But you don't add anything.
Geographically ambiguous.
No.
Yeah,
Geographically.
I think so, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. Some people are like, of course you're from New York. I'm like, really? Okay.
So what we really want to know now is what is it like working with everybody there?
Amazing. Honestly.
Who's your favorite
Who's my favorite? My sister.
The fraternal.
Yeah.
in the show?
In the show. Yeah.
Okay.
Played by who?
Felice Ramirez.
Cool.
Hi, Felice. Yeah, it was.
She's
Please
listening for sure.
subscribe.
and she's
please.
from New York too. She's from New York too. We're the only actors from New York.
Okay.
So
Everyone else is from.
Everyone else is from LA or somebody was from Mexico, Australia. But yeah,
And does Eva act in the show as well?
she does.
And produces.
She does it all.
What's the juiciest Eva story you can
Give it to us.
think of?
The juiciest Eva story?
Yeah.
A juicy one. Doesn't have to
Like
be
I
B.
can't believe like this
hard-
is this I'll always remember this about Eva Longoria.
I will always remember that Eva could have a baby direct, have a script in her hand,
A real baby?
and do an interview, her baby,
She
all at
sounds
the same time.
fake one for no
She's
reason.
like,
Or like
just
like on the show.
baby script, director, headphones, doing an interview on the side, and then taking pictures, and she's just amazing. Honestly, like
That's cool,
I
but-
didn't really know her career too much before working on the show.
By the way, Eva, if you
So-
want two real twins, right here.
Ding ding dong da dong da dong dong.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
We went in for Mexican twins once and did not book it.
I can
Didn't you
see
guys audition for
that.
Breaking Bad? The twins on that?
We were
think
still
we were
in
too young.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
I can't with you guys.
We wish.
So, also, actually, I'm a big fan of Demian Bichir on the show.
The main guy.
Yes.
What was it like working with him? Because I
Oh my
remember him
God.
from years ago watching A Better Life. That was the first time I ever saw him in anything. And since then, he's been like killing it. Like Hateful Eight
Killing
and all these
it.
movies. I'm like,
He's so funny.
really?
He is a child. Like he will just like all of a sudden like we would have like so many like long days at the dining room table because that's the only really time I would work with him was when we were doing like big family shots.
In the show, are you related to him or what's the
He's
what's
my
the relationship?
stepfather on the
Okay.
show. He's my stepfather.
Okay.
And he's just so silly. Like we'll like pause and he'd be like, like singing like some random song. We're like, okay.
Keeping it loose. Keeping it
He's
loose.
like, and we're like, what the? Okay. Like he's so silly.
Sounds fun.
Like one day he invited me and Felice to go jam out with him, and he was playing with his little band, and he's like, do you guys have anything? And I was like, I did write a song. And he's like, sing it. We'll like play it to you. And I was like, really? And we had the most epic moment.
In his trailer or
no,
this
no,
off?
at
his hotel room.
No, at a studio.
Oh, wow.
Like a place that you can
A
rent
recording
out.
studio or something.
This was a
It wasn't
legit.
a recording studio, but like a practice studio.
Okay.
So that he had this friend who was playing the drums and he was playing the bass, and it was amazing. I almost wanted to cry. I was like, this is really cool.
But you guys recorded it, so you have that.
We recorded some stuff, but he was like, do not post
Do not put
unless
this out.
I approve.
All right, that's
but
fair.
it's super sweet. I'm sure I'll post it soon, and it was really, really sweet.
Look forward to that.
Yeah, and what's that
Yeah.
Instagram if they want to see, when you post it?
Your
Oh,
Instagram.
my Instagram is Justina.Justina.
That's what I thought. Since you
Simple.
booked that, since
Justina.
you were grinding for 2 years in New York, and then since you booked the show, what's really
Now it's Easy Street. Now she's made it.
Well, what's really changed?
Yeah, right.
So I want to know what's changed, grinding wise for you.
Dude, nothing. Nothing has changed. I mean, my show hasn't come out yet, so I mean, I joke about this all the time. I'm sure I'm gonna have like 80 million interviews saying this, but it's like the expression of like when people say, if a tree has fallen in the forest and no one hears it, has it really fallen?
Right.
And I'm like, if I filmed a TV show and no one's seen it, have I really filmed a TV show? That's what it feels like right now. And so nothing's really changed. The only thing that has changed is that if I am offered a role, I kind of can't take it in a sense because I'm contracted.
Okay.
There was a couple roles that I was like, are you kidding me?
Like, what do you mean? Like all roles or TV roles?
A lot of TV. I can be a series regular on another show.
You can't.
Because of SAG.
No, because she has a contract
Because
with
I have a
ABC,
contract.
right?
Like, they were my priority. Like, I'm a
Right.
risk for any other show because
Gotcha.
if Grand Hotel needs me,
But I've seen other actors, sometimes they're like they have a series regular on this one, and then they're also
do
one on
guest
another.
stars.
no, you can do guest stars. You can do supporting
Okay,
roles.
okay.
You can do co-stars.
So we can work the details
We
on the
can-
contract. You can be a season
Yeah.
regular.
Yeah.
It depends. It depends. I mean, you can technically be a series regular without being a series regular on your contract. But,
Get SAG on the phone, Johnny. We need to report this.
Whoa,
'em
whoa.
up, call
Don't
'em
you
up.
get me in trouble for anything. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about.
All right. So what we really want to know is, what does that contract look like?
We don't know, Mr.
That's
SAG.
what we want to know right now. What's that contract look like?
I don't know. It's been so long since I've looked at it. But yeah, nothing really has changed, honestly. Still have to do self-tapes. Still going in.
Go ahead.
I was never worried about adding guacamole. Okay, now you go.
Listen, I always added guacamole because I'm vegan, so it's free.
Well, if you get sofritas,
I don't care about sofritas.
Whoa, hey! I'm so Frida's fan.
Just had some.
I forgot what my question was going to be, actually.
He got distracted by
I completely,
sofritas.
yeah, I just thought about, man, Chipotle sounds good right now.
Did you have to get like a lawyer when you booked the show, or did your
Oh,
agent
yeah.
handle all of it?
Good question.
Honestly, it happened so freaking fast. No, I didn't get a lawyer.
But
Well,
your
I
agent,
was
The
just
agents,
like,
that's why they're
I
there.
was just like, ask for a little bit more money, you know, like, and they
Right.
were like, we're gonna ask for a little bit more money.
That's
But I
key.
literally have nothing in my resume, so I didn't have so much leverage.
Right.
But they did give me more money when I asked
All
for
right,
it.
nice.
You know,
That's
ask for what you want,
Should have asked for more then. You're
and
like,
you
"Ugh."
might get it.
Nah.
You know what I mean? But yeah.
I like it.
Next question. No.
No, I was going to ask you, so now that you've booked this role,
Yeah.
like, have you noticed the auditions have increased? Like, at least, like, obviously it hasn't aired yet, but do you think, like, okay, now I'm getting a lot more opportunities?
well, Ari always told Vinny that you got to book your next movie before your current movie comes out.
That's true.
Exactly. And I've been trying, guys. I've been like so close with a lot of stuff, but I'm still making better relationships for casting offices here in LA because they don't
Right.
really know me. And I've been going on a lot more here.
What
So-
casting office are you close with in LA? Would you say? Or do you?
ABC. Hello.
Oh.
Nice. Like,
Right?
The
'Cause
family.
that's my family.
You get to go to Disney
But-
for free, right? Since you're in LA.
I get to go.
ESPN?
I think like
No, dude,
once
Disney-
They
a
own
year or
ESPN.
something like that.
Oh.
I don't care about ES.
No, but I think if you're on ABC show, you get into the park for free.
Yeah, I
Probably.
think you can abuse that privilege like maybe once or twice a year.
It's a perk.
That's it? Once or twice a year?
How many more times do you need to go?
Do you have to wait in
Yeah.
line?
You don't want
I
to go
mean-
more than
The real
once.
question is, do you have to wait in line? 'Cause
No.
That's where the
Oh
that's
my
where
god,
the
my
thing
my
comes in.
cast we went and it was so crazy. We
let you cut the
skipped
line?
all the lines. I felt so bad for everyone.
That's the
I
only way
was
to
like,
do
I'm so
it.
sorry, and we were like again, and we like rode we rode one of the rides like 3 times. I was like, guys, no more because I'm gonna throw up. Like,
Because you have a pass? Or
we
somebody
have
with
guides. We have a guide.
Okay,
yeah,
gotcha.
Club 33.
Chaperone.
Maybe. I haven't gone.
Oh, okay. But
What's
you know what
Club
it is, though,
33?
right?
I
What
don't know
is
what
it?
that
So
What
like
is
a
that?
private like
It's supposed to be like the
club for
secret club in
exclusive-
Disney where they serve alcohol and just VIPs get in.
Yeah, not interested.
Sounds like a Me Too thing.
Whoa.
I know
As
about
long as,
Disney.
as long as you're on the show. Yeah, it's where Walt Disney
That's where he
took
his
Minnie
own
Mouse.
life.
What?
I know
don't know.
nothing about this.
He froze himself, so he can always come back.
I'm
Do you guys
just
know
gonna
that-
leave it alone.
Do you guys know that Walt Disney or the Disney Corporation wrote and titled the movie Frozen?
Tom Hanks?
So it would alter the Google search results. So when you typed in Disney Frozen, it would no longer come up with Walt Disney
Oh my
chronological
god.
freezing.
That's a
Cryogenically.
really cool theory.
It's 100% true.
No, that's
Let's
theory.
test it right now.
We should. No.
Oh. Anyway.
That is a really cool theory.
You know, and speaking of theories, some of our audience wrote us
questions?
questions for you.
Oh my
And,
God.
they just know an actress. So it wasn't specifically for you.
Okay,
But
okay.
we're hoping that you could help them out.
So all you said, what'd you say?
So
Tell
what'd you
me,
say
tell
was
me.
for her then?
I said we're.
No, what'd you tell them? This is
Manipulation.
for an actress?
This is from the exactly.
This
For
is
an
for a
actress.
I said-
what would you want to ask
Make
an
them
actress?
female specific.
I go on Reddit and I say, hey, we run this podcast called Surviving Hollywood Podcast, and we're having an actress come on. Do you have any questions for her?
But eventually, people in our audience are just going to give us a question. They're going to, how do
Popping
they do
them
that?
in live.
That's right. If you want to
that's
submit a
cool.
question, either comment down below on our YouTube page or at Surviving Hollywood at Gmail, Twitter, Instagram, whatever you want.
And before we get into this, I wanted to say this at the top of the show, that we're on iTunes now.
That's what I was gonna say.
Ladies and gentlemen, and we really need your support by giving us 5 stars on iTunes. And here's the thing: if you give us 5 stars on iTunes and you roast us in the comments of iTunes, if it's funny and you
With
give
5 stars.
and you give us 5 stars, we're gonna read those reviews live on the show, and you can hear yours. All right, let's get to it.
First question.
Oh God.
When you're reading a script and you realize you might have a better line than what's written, say anything from a punch-up, or maybe you'd rather just paraphrase to make it in your own voice. How do you bring that up to the writers? Or do you never mention it?
Okay. Well, this is for when you already have the role, right?
I'm guessing.
Why would
Okay.
why would they ever deal with the writers then?
Exactly. So that made me think that. Okay. So
Or
that's
director.
what table reads are for. So every episode we have, at least for my show, we got together and we read the entire episode all together, and the writers are in the room so they could see what falls
What works and what
naturally out of you, and like what's like, oh wait, that was too strong, that doesn't really sound too much Yoli. And sometimes when we're reading it, we don't say it specifically, like accidentally, and they'll be like, oh, that sounded better, and they'll make note, and I guess you find out if they liked what you
Do you like?
revised or whatever. And when we go back and we film on that day, we will see if they made any revisions. And even on the day, like if they're like, it's not working, and like there was a time that I was telling Eva, I was like, I just don't, this feels weird, and we try to change the order of it. Like, okay, let's say this line first and then say this, and we'd try it, and then we're like, oh, that really doesn't work out, and then it made me go, but now I know how to say it the way it actually is written.
Is she cool with
Nice.
improv and stuff?
Yeah,
Or,
sometimes
yeah.
it's weird because like I've grown so much after we filmed the entire series. I wish I could do it all over again in a sense, but it makes me excited for season 2 or for the next project I do, because I've learned so much. Because sometimes directors, they really do like if you break it a little bit.
Kind of make it your own.
Yes, but our script advisor does not.
Right.
Does not.
Ask her. She's no name like Eva,
Oh my God, I loved my script advisor. He was so funny, and he would be like, and I was like, am I in trouble? He was like, yes, don't mess it up, Justina. He's so cute. But I would say.
Would you like to ad-lib?
Yes and no. I like just not having to think about it, but it's nice whenever it's known that you can. And as an actor, sometimes we feel like we have to ask for permission, and maybe it being my first project, I felt like I was kind of like
Just letting
asking
it
for
kind of.
permission,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
I didn't
yeah.
really go there unless they were like, just do whatever you want, like just like, ugh. And we had directors that were like that, and I was like, thank you.
So were there any moments where you're defending your character? Like, no, my character wouldn't do this. And this scene, guys, like, that's not going to happen.
Well, I mean, I would just come at it in this way, in whatever way I thought, and they would be like, Justina, maybe spin it in this way, and I'd be like, what? No, like, she would be like this. But then I would go, maybe that's just Justina is doing that, not Yoli. So I just trust my director, because at the end of the day, they're the director for a reason, and they see things that I can't see. Now, if it wasn't working, then the next take I'll do it again, and then maybe I'll get the same note, and I'm
Right.
like, all right, it's not working for you guys.
Yeah.
Let me just adjust, because I mean, I like taking direction, so it's always a breath of fresh air whenever they're like, no, do it like this. I'm like, oh shit, okay.
Nice.
Noted.
I'll listen.
Collaboration.
Yeah, collaboration. Yeah.
Let me ask a quick. I was just wondering, how many takes and how many pages do you guys shoot on an ABC pilot, like per day? How many takes do you get, and how many pages do you shoot a day?
All depends on the day, because sometimes it'll be a short day for you as an actor. I don't know about the entire day for everybody because I wasn't there all day. Right. I'm a part of an ensemble cast. Like there's 11 of us series regulars.
So how many takes?
How many takes? That just depends on the director. I love a director that keeps going until we both feel like we got it. Now, when I feel like we're doing it twice and they're like, okay, move on. I'm like, wait, no, please. And I've said, can we do that again? Can we do that again?
And they said, moving on.
Actually, no, I haven't had
They've all
a
been
director.
cool.
They've all been pretty cool. And like, I think there was one moment where like I looked at them and they were kind of like, we gotta kind of go. And, you know,
We're
the
on
assistant,
take 35.
the
Come on.
assistant director, you know, would be like, she wants to do it again. And everybody's super supportive.
Except the gaffer. He's always like,
Goddamn gaffers.
No, literally the crew was the best part. Everyone was super cool. But yeah, there weren't however many takes. Like it wasn't a set thing. Like for the pilot, it was kind of until we get it. Right. We got Ken Olin, who's the director for This Is Us, to direct our pilot, and he was like, "We're not stopping until you do your job." And I was like, I loved it. I like that. I appreciate a director like that.
Yeah.
Also, I was just wondering, like, what did Felicity Huffman and the other housewives do while Eva Longoria was producing?
You tell me. I have no idea.
Check the Google.
Anyway.
Hey, I got a question. And some of our audience.
Oh wait, so really quick
please.
to go with that.
Please.
There's no help for you. So.
What's more?
it's over, buddy. Let it go.
What's more flexible is also action. I didn't realize how many directors are so specific with like blocking. You know, like it was more about the script was kind of like solid more so than blocking. There were some directors that were like, what do you want to do? And that was awesome. Some directors were like, you're doing this, you're doing that, and that's what I didn't really.
So when they're like,
enjoy.
oh no, you're gonna pick this up on this part and you're gonna do this, and you're
or
like,
you
all right, well.
don't move too much over there. And I'm like, I'm in a box. So that
on network
that's,
TV.
That's what's really hard with like camera work.
Was that more? I was gonna say that's more of the camera thing, right?
It was more of
the
a
DP's
camera
like,
thing.
oh, the light's good right here. You can't go past this part.
Yeah. So that was kind of the only thing that I wish on certain days was a little more flexible. But there's all these technical things that we all know that you have to.
Gotta hit that mark.
Exactly, and I was like, fuck, I didn't. Oh my god, we did a walking scene that almost.
Walk and
died.
talk.
And yeah, I was like, walking scene.
Talks.
And at the end, I was like, fuck walking scenes. I had heels on.
People don't realize how hard it is to walk and talk at the same time.
Walk and talk. And
In
you can
heels.
walk and talk it in heels.
But Johnny does.
I haven't really done walk and talks.
It makes a difference with heels.
Hey.
Sorry. Yeah.
No, that was a great answer. We'd love a follow-up pup on that. If you got any value from that answer, let us know. But one more question, and this one's this person's a little plugged, okay? So they're not maybe in the positive state that we are in.
That's fine.
Okay, but we answer all types of questions out there. Would you ever tell your daughter to get into acting? How could you? With every one Me Too coming out, there are 100 that are swept under the rug. What would you say to young girls getting into the industry today, and would you discourage them against it?
Wow.
That's a big question.
I mean, she was kind of leading the answer.
You know what she wants you to say.
Well, you're correct about all the other ones being swept under the rug. But I would never discourage my daughter to do anything. I don't have a daughter, but I would never discourage anyone to not pursue their dream, because there were many people that they didn't try to discourage me, but they were like, just so you know, it's 1 in a million.
What if it's your parents'
It's really
dream?
hard.
Is that okay?
What was that?
If it's your parents' dream and they're living through your child, is that okay?
Vicariously.
I mean, but the question is if your daughter wanted to.
Right.
So if my daughter wanted to, I'd be like, all right, just be 100% you and don't let anyone else tell you what you should and shouldn't do.
And I think the hard conversation you need to have with your daughter or your friend is, well, how far are you willing to go to get a part?
Whoa, no.
Great question.
It's a great question. How far would you be willing to have your daughter go?
And then you say, oh, I'm not willing to do anything besides audition, and then that's the answer. But
exactly.
Johnny's told me he's willing to do certain things because he really wants to be a star, ladies and gentlemen.
Ooh.
Look, I'm trying to have my daughter pay for her own college education, so.
I mean, but that is a good point. I mean, people are willing to do whatever it takes to make it. I, for sure as hell, am not willing to do whatever it takes.
And you've made it, so.
Yeah.
Hey.
Made it? What the heck does that mean?
It's all relative.
You know, it is relative.
You're
it's
on
relative.
a show that's about to be a hit.
I'm really excited about it. I hope you guys watch it.
You could win an Emmy.
I'll watch it.
Or maybe
I
in season
could.
2, they'll
That's
write
right.
you like a really deep arc in the
You know what? I really hope that could be a possibility for this season. My character has a really cool arc. And so I'm excited to see what the editors do, because we all know there's a script that you read, there's a script that you film, and there's a script that you see, a product, whatever. And so I have no idea what they're going to do. I have no idea what takes they're choosing, you know.
Maybe you're cut out.
Maybe I'm completely out of the shell, which then... No comment on that.
Hey, we'll still release the podcast.
There we go. I'm at least the first episode.
Good.
Nice.
At least the first
No, we'll
episode.
definitely watch it. And okay, two more questions, if you'll indulge us.
Please.
Okay, cool. And it's written again a little weird. Who in your life/career do you know to be in perfect flow in what they do?
What?
So I'm guessing like influences is my takeaway.
Okay.
Who in your life/career do you know to be in a perfect flow?
Eva Longoria.
Okay.
Eva Longoria. The woman is such a giver. She is finding every moment, every opportunity to give back in all different types of communities. And she literally does it all. You know, like she has her clothing line. She's a director, producer, actress.
She built an empire.
I didn't know about the clothing line.
Yeah, she has a clothing line. Yeah.
Did you feel like you needed to wear some of her outfits?
No,
in the
but
off
I was
days?
like, please give me some of your pants because they're freaking dope. I'll wear them. No, but I think she has it figured out. And of course, nobody's perfect. No one has it all figured out. But if there's anyone that I know, it is her. I mean, she is, dare I say, flawless. I mean, I've hung out with her, you know, on a personal level, and she's just amazing. Like she thinks of me when I'm like, how am I in your thoughts? And she went to
She had a
you know,
dream
like,
about you.
like you thought to invite me.
Yeah.
You know, like
So you guys
she's
are on a
like, "You're
texting
vegan."
basis?
Yeah,
Yeah.
she'll be like, "Oh, Justina, I was thinking about Beyond Meat sausages. Like, are these good?" And I'm like, "What is your definition of good?" You know, like, and
What
she'll
kind of vegan sausage you going with?
Beyond for sure.
Okay, just asking.
I like
Yeah.
Impossible.
I like the Impossible Burger.
Me too.
I've had the
Better
is it
than the
Impossible
Beyond.
sausage.
I don't know.
I
I
mean,
was
burger
saying-
sausage. You can't compare burgers
Yeah.
and sausages.
You put some ketchup on that, buddy?
The Beyond sausage is pretty good.
Beyond sausages are scary good.
Anyway,
I just
sorry to
bought some
sidetrack from
stocks with Beyond, so
Oh yeah.
hopefully that like happens.
I loved your answer to the question. Hated the question. I mean,
Hey,
pretentious as hell.
Why?
your flow, that's our audience.
I mean that's important. I mean, before I started working on Grand Hotel, I didn't really see anybody that I was like perfect flow. Maybe
But there must have been someone that you admired. At least.
I admired Kate Winslet heavy. Just
Okay.
because she's always playing that strong woman. She, you know, she's not
a great
afraid to be
actress.
messy. She like owns her body, owns her voice.
She was in Titanic.
She was in Titanic, which is my favorite movie. I saw that movie in theaters when I was 5 years old.
I've never seen that movie.
Never.
Just kidding.
Johnny's like, I know what happens in the end.
Yeah. Why
did I have to
you
see
know
it?
this? Come on.
They live.
They're making a second one.
Well, the
Asylum is
remake of
probably-
the Titanic is gonna be out soon. I really want to buy tickets.
Are they really?
Yeah. I thought it was
don't know,
happening
it's cute.
2019.
I don't
Not
know.
the movie, like the
James
actual
Cameron's
boat.
directing another one.
I thought
No,
it was
a boat
with
like an
Avatar.
actual
Oh,
ship.
yeah. I heard that they are making the actual ship.
Yeah.
Oh, we know how that's gonna go.
Yeah.
Sign me up.
That's unsinkable.
And
So they say.
last question before we just go into idle chit chat and eventually end the podcast. Last question is, what is the most
All right, go ahead.
underrated TV show besides your own that more people should know about?
Oh my god. Underrated TV show. Oh my god.
You're not really watching that much TV though, are you?
I'm watching a lot. I mean,
Okay, all right.
They're all overrated.
I'll meet someone. I'm like, oh my god, what show? I'm like, I gotta watch this show, and then I'm like, oh, what show? I'm like episode 3 on everything. The last thing I started watching was The Act.
What Sister
Haven't heard
Act?
of that.
The Act? No, it's on Netflix right now. It's about it's based off a true story with what's the girl's name? Joey King. the actress
I
Joey
know
King.
who that is.
I don't know if I know who
It's
that
about
is.
She
the
looks like a young
that
girl.
story. Yeah, a gypsy, about the girl who was her mother basically raised her to believe that she was sick and was like
Munchausen
much
syndrome.
younger than her age and
Oh,
literally
yeah,
got
the whole
got her on
neighborhood.
medication.
Was that the whole neighborhood that thought she was like sick and they were donating money to them?
Yeah, like she got like fundraisers to donate money,
Yeah.
and the girl was like in a wheelchair pretending with her mother that she couldn't walk, but she could. And then
The girl was in on it, or she actually
no,
thought
she
she was sick.
wasn't until
She was, like, brainwashed
she's-
into saying?
she was
Yeah.
definitely brainwashed, and
It happened to Eminem.
it happens to us all
Ooh, I like that.
in a sense. I can walk,
One
though.
day I can hope to walk again.
Hey, you'll get there, bud.
It's a really good show, though.
I know.
It's a really good show.
Are you past episode 3? Or
I'm past episode 3 with that.
then I'll take
but
your
it's
word.
so freaking dark, and
We like dark.
Then it started getting weird, and I'm like, oof, this story is really messed up. And so I have to get back on it, but I don't know if I'm ready to jump back into it. But it's definitely underrated
act.
because
The act.
that girl needs to get nominated.
Is that a miniseries or like a full-on?
It has to be a limited series.
Yeah, because it doesn't sound like they can make a whole show out of that, right?
I mean,
oh, they could. They could.
That's exhausting. I wouldn't want to continue that as an actress. Ugh. The first episode
so
makes
you won't
scary.
do wheelchairs.
You
I will
can't
do
in
wheelchairs.
today's.
I don't know. There's just like a scene where there are multiple scenes where like you see the mother feed her from a tube in her stomach, and I just can't.
What?
Yeah, you guys need. You guys should watch it. It's pretty good.
All right, underrated. You heard it here first.
Underrated.
You guys know that Eminem song though?
Which one?
Hello, Mama.
Stan.
Yeah. No, it's my whole life I was meant to believe I was sick. Wasn't that the reason that you
Oh, yeah, that's right.
gave that
Sick,
CD
but I
to-
wasn't.
Yeah,
CD
sick, but
to
I
me, Ma?
wasn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so true.
I'm sorry, Mama.
Yeah.
I never
meant
meant
to
to
hurt
hurt
you.
you.
But it's not called Hello
Let's
Mama.
Never meant to make you
No, it's
cry.
called,
In my
Closet.
out of my closet or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
cleaning out my closet.
Cleaning up my closet. Yeah.
Let's not sing anymore. We don't want to get pulled
sorry.
off of YouTube.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Wow.
Unless we're getting sponsored.
Hey,
Or
come on.
we
Good
have
joke.
rights to the song.
Good joke.
Do we have rights to the song?
Yeah,
Now you do.
we do.
Alrighty.
All right.
Really appreciate you coming on.
Oh, thanks.
So
guys. Thanks,
when
guys.
is the show coming out? How can people see it?
Yes. So again, June 17th at 10 p.m. on Monday nights on ABC. And don't give the I don't have cable excuse. You can download the app. I'm pretty sure we might stream on Hulu. And I think there's
Okay,
like
cool.
a new ABC Disney app that should be launching soon.
You can stream it illegally as well, right?
That's what
I
we
mean,
do.
but that's not going to count for
Just
our
kidding.
views. I mean, you know,
But if you tweet about it, then they'll still kind of get kind of numbers in there.
do they?
Does ABC encourage you guys to live tweet stuff? Maybe they.
We'll see.
We'll see.
Oh yeah, do
We'll
they
see.
control your social media? By
No, they don't control our
So you
social
can just like
media.
do whatever you want.
A lot of my cast is really low key and they don't say anything. They don't really. They just started posting stuff just because
Right.
we started getting pictures and promo
Yeah.
things. But no, it's kind of all up to us. And I think it's really important nowadays to promote your own show. I
Definitely.
mean, come on, like be your own boss.
It's huge.
Exactly.
Actually, I remember that I auditioned for that show.
Really? Who did you audition for? Javi?
No, it was like
Oh.
I just remember
Chili?
that it
not
was
Chili.
like almost like a same day almost audition. It was like a rapper dude, and I was like, I'm not fit
El
for this.
Rey?
I think so.
That's my love interest.
I was like,
Oh man.
I was like, this isn't a good fit for me. 'cause
Oh,
I-
you could have totally pulled off El Rey.
Because I remember like when my manager sent it, it was like, we need someone that can actually rap, and I'm like, I'm not a rapper.
Oh, maybe it's not. He's not a rapper.
I don't remember, but it was just
He's
like
a poet.
I remember when I auditioned, I had to have like a rap prepared. So I had to do the scene first, and then after that, I had to rap.
Wait, was he like an
I would've loved that.
influencer?
I'd love
Was
that.
this
I
for the
don't know.
pilot or for?
Dude, that sounds like
No,
the
I
best.
think
show.
it was for the show.
Okay, that's his
Sounds
Yeah,
like-
I
character.
don't know.
Sounds like your agent was like goofing on you. It's like, let's see if Johnny will send in a rap.
I sent him something, and he's like, yeah, this is good enough, and I'm like,
Can you do it?
I don't.
Oh my
remember.
God, please do it.
Freestyle.
I picked something more obscure like
freestyle.
Dilated Peoples.
Casting-
You guys know Dilated Peoples?
Casting
Anybody?
is watching this right now, dude.
They are watching it right now.
They need a rapper.
It was what's the casting director's name? It was here in LA, so I think it was a different casting
Yeah, I
office.
wouldn't know.
But I don't remember. But I remember like the thing was saying like, if you book this, you will fly to Miami like in 2 days.
Weird.
awesome.
So then it must
And I
have
was
been for the
like,
pilot.
oh, okay.
Michael Beaudry?
Fine gentleman, though. He's a fine gentleman.
Allison Horn.
He casts a lot of commercials.
She,
That's why.
she blacklisted me. Hey, my phone's going off.
Which we told on a earlier episode.
Yeah, we already went over that.
Anyway, have you caught them all?
I don't remember. I don't remember the name, but it was something like that.
If you had to go to Miami, it probably was for the pilot.
So maybe it was the pilot. Yeah, I don't remember. I just remember seeing that Ava Longoria was producing. I'm like,
Look,
oh,
there's
sweet.
gonna be room. I really believe we will most likely get a season 2. And
Sweet. Get us all on the show.
dude, you guys can all get on the show.
It's primarily Latino people.
No,
though, right?
it's not. Let's get that very clear.
Disney won't do that.
It is
Come
a
on.
very diverse cast. This is not a Latino show. This is not.
They made that very clear.
It really isn't. We have.
That's
have
cool. I mean,
black
it would've been
people,
cool.
Asian people, white people.
I could be one of the housekeepers.
I wanted to be on a
Yeah.
Latino show though.
Well, sorry, that's not us.
All right.
We have a very diverse class. Age, ethnicity.
Sweet.
There you go.
I'll be
all
tuning
the
in.
Stuff.
Do you guys have any? Nah, never mind.
Say it.
Okay.
I was just wondering if you guys had any transvestites. Is that the right word? I don't want to
I
offend
don't think
anybody.
so. It's
I don't-
transgender, isn't it?
Transgender.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I don't think so.
All right. Well, it's not.
I don't think so.
Maybe
Come
in
on,
season
dude. Come
2.
on.
You told me to say it.
I didn't say it. You said it.
I told him to say
Justina.
it.
Nothing wrong with asking.
Say
I'm the
it.
only one who is. Everybody else is not asking. I'm the only one.
No,
who will.
but maybe it's season 2.
Yeah, I hope.
So how will you guys find out when season 2 comes up? You wait till the whole season's over, or do they tell you mid
No,
through, or
I
what's
think
the?
we have to wait for ratings.
And you, in your first contract, you already, if you get a season 2, can you like negotiate, or you're already kind of locked into what your first contract said?
I think it just depends. I have a brand new team, so
Right.
So once this show's a
we
hit,
might-
you're gonna call CAA, or they're gonna call you.
They call
Be
you.
like, hey, come on over to the big boys.
well, I don't have an agent right now.
Who's your team?
CAA, if you're listening.
I'm with Roar, so I decided to just
That's a management firm, right?
you know like management.
Okay.
And so my contract with my agent was over before Grand Hotel, but I didn't think so much about when we were signing things, and they got me the audition, and my agent, we went to the same college actually, and so of course I wasn't gonna do them wrong. They helped me with so many other things.
They got you the audition.
They got me the audition,
fair.
but then I was like, oh, maybe we just won't extend our contract, so we'll see. If anybody wants me, I am available.
Hey,
There's a lot of big ones out there.
a lot of people will be hitting you up from this podcast.
We'll see. Hit me up.
I mean,
but
like
don't
fans.
Be creepy.
I mean, like, yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Oh,
no.
you don't know our
People who
fans.
listen to this podcast are classy people.
Quality.
Duh.
Quality.
Best in the biz.
I
Anyway,
love it.
And that's it.
yeah. Well, thank you for coming. Appreciate
Thank you.
it. Any more other plugs? You want to throw any other plugs you got coming in? You want to toss in?
Yeah.
The shows, obviously.
I mean, follow my vegan account too if you want to.
Hey, we'll link it all underneath.
It's called Justina Vegan Journey.
Clever.
I'm working on making a possible ebook, something of some sorts with that.
I'm plant-based, but I'd love to give it a follow.
Yeah, it's more about the journey, about how to get there.
It's a lifestyle.
Works. It's a lifestyle. How to,
Yeah.
it's not black and white. It doesn't always happen overnight. And I just want to share my story so that people feel like if I could do it, they could do it. Because it's been a journey, for sure.
I was vegan before Johnny, and I remember being over at his house one time. He's like, "So what do you even eat for breakfast?"
These are all questions that when you
people
don't know.
ask. And
like,
it's crazy.
you don't know.
Cereal.
Yeah.
What is that?
Oatmeal.
Wait, do you put eggs in it, or what do you do?
Well, you said you don't remember this, but you told me I can't imagine not having like eggs sometimes. That's what you told me.
Yeah, because
Then you
I
said
think
you don't even like eggs.
Sure, and I didn't. For years, eggs grossed me out. Even when I was a meat eater, like I would like the sight of an egg, I'm like, that's disgusting. Like I would think like it's a baby chicken, and it's like this embryo, and I'm like, this is gross.
Yeah.
And then eventually, I'm like, I adopted eggs again. I'm like, oh, they're pretty good, and I'll eat them. But I would only eat them scrambled. The yolk, like when the yolk would ooze.
It gross you out.
Like it just, I thought it was disgusting.
I thought that was tasty.
I hated that. That was the worst part of the egg.
I did
me.
it for health reasons, not for animal rights, but it's all good.
Okay, see, I did it
Everybody
for
wins.
animal rights.
Everybody wins.
I'm all about the animals, dude.
All about the
I
animals.
love animals.
I feel like animals, the people who do it for animals do it longer. In a sense.
I've been vegan for 5 years. How long you been vegan? 6 years probably.
Oh, no, actually just 2. But I've been vegetarian, pescatarian. I've been like back and forth like a
And now
crazy
you're
person.
Baptist.
That's it, folks.
And we're out.
George is out.
I know. All right, guys. Well, once again, thank you for being here.
Of course.
And thank you guys for tuning in to Surviving Hollywood. We will see you guys on on the next podcast.
On the flippity flip. That's what you're going to say?
Flippity flip side.
Outro music. And if you don't mind, we like to fake like we're talking just to credit us good.
Oh, okay, with like helmet hair. Yeah,
Just kidding.
Oh, that was fun, guys.